Hello and welcome to this video. It's time to talk about environmental discrimination. Unfortunately, some environments on Long Island are completely forgotten about, while other environments are people bend over backwards to keep them clean. And we all know what's going on, and you know what I'm going to talk about is that, once again, improving the quality of the environment on the South Shore has yet again become a priority, while the middle of the island is completely forgotten about. And News 12 spent a long time, almost 2 minutes and 10 seconds here, talking about poor water quality on the South Shore and in the Long Island Sound. And so those who came out to Patchogue to check out, well, you know, this is ridiculous. They're again on the South Shore, all about the South Shore. All right, look at them. They're holding up a map. First of all, this is all a certain demographic here. But you see the guy, he's holding up a map here of where there is pollution on Long Island. Yet, the only actions being taken to fix the pollution are on the South Shore. So what this is about the Suffolk County is expanding sewer systems. It's spending $230 million in federal funds to help fund sewer projects along the Carls and Forge River areas. But what about the Peconic River? Why is it just the South Shore? What about the Peconic River? It goes right through the heart of the Pine Barrens. Why aren't there any action to get sewers there and clean the water there? No, it's just the South Shore because that's all they care about. And you know, when I saw this, I was just furious. Because we all know that this water pollution is affecting the Peconic River pretty bad. In fact, that's a pretty big area you see on this map. Yet here they are saying, well, we're only going to help the South Shore. We're only going to help the South Shore because that's where the important people live. The middle of the island doesn't count because it's not full of a certain demographic like these people you see pictured here. All right? Look at them. You tell me who they represent. They certainly don't give a crap about the middle of the island. They're representing the white finance professionals living on the South Shore. So they want to make sure that their water is clean so they get sewer projects while we just get ignored. I'm not even going to play this. All right, there's somebody from the middle of the island. But, I mean, they're on the South Shore again. Always the South Shore. What about all the pollution in Deer Park that I've actually written your station about? Stuff like this. All right? What about that? What about the homeless living in the woods? What about that? The trash everywhere. Look at this. This is okay. Nobody cares about it. And a friend of mine, one of my viewers, told me he was in Deer Park the other day and saw mattresses on the side of the road. So this is completely acceptable because it's the middle of the island and nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is the way we're treated. It's despicable. It really is. And it's all because of demographics. It's all part of the plan. Welcome to the plan, where the middle of the island is treated like a worthless wasteland, and the South Shore gets everything they want. They get the cleanest water. They get all the infrastructure. They get their environment taken care of, while we get this. Yeah. It's a freaking outrage. Look at this. How is this acceptable? How is this acceptable? How about this? Is that acceptable? No. That would never be tolerated on the South Shore. What about this? Look at the graffiti. No, that wouldn't be tolerated on the South Shore. But no, it's the middle of the island. It's not a lily-white area full of finance professionals, so we're going to neglect it because we don't care. We're only looking out for a certain demographic that gets to sit pretty on the South Shore. And we all know that demographic sitting pretty on the South Shore. This is the Carls River here. All right, this is the river they claim is so polluted. This is Southern's Pond. Look at how peachy, keen, and clean it looks. There's not a speck of trash anywhere. Not a speck of trash anywhere. It's nice and clean for that demographic on the South Shore. All right? Because, again, they're lily white finance professionals, and that's all that matters in this state. Apparently, you got to be with them, or you're going to be forgotten. You know the deal. It's all part of the plan, of course. You know, it's all part of the plan. While we get to deal with all these problems in the middle of the island. You know? And it's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. I mean, homeless people living in the Pine Barrens. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a crap. But if this was in Southard's Pond, it would get cleaned up right away because those people have to be safe. Forget out the rest of us. We're not wide enough. We're not rich enough. So we're going to have this crap dumped in our communities. Right. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the point I'm trying to make here. And you know, the criminals, the crime keeps getting dumped here. All the problems keep getting dumped here. While they live it up on the South Shore. Have the time of their lives on the South Shore. Yeah, time of their lives. Always enjoying. They're all the same kind of people, man. You got to be one of these people to be counted as something on Long Island. Otherwise, you're not going to matter at all. You're going to be completely like that spotless sidewalk. You got to be with these white finance professionals. Wall Street runs the state. Nothing is going to change. You know, we thought, Hochul's going to come along and she's going to change all this. She's going to change all of this. She's only looking out for a certain demographic. She isn't making New York State safer. She's releasing more criminals on the streets. One of my viewers like, well, she's been in a month. You got to give her a break. Look, here's the turning point with me. Let's go look at the bail reform, all right? That she signed, ending jail time for minor to keep people out like parole violations. Parole violations can be serious. It's called the less is more, or the more is less, or whatever the heck it is. See, she's releasing them onto the streets, onto our streets. They become our problem. While these lily white finance professionals, well, they get to be safe. They continue to live the good life. Well, we get all the problems dumped in our towns. All right, and she's going to continue that. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. All right, and same thing when it comes to the environment, folks. It's all about these people on the South Shore. If you're in the middle of the island, you don't count for crap. You don't count. It's all about the South Shore. Look at how great they have it down here. Look at that. Look at that beautiful. We'll never have train stations like this on the main line. Never. No. We're not going to have train stations. Look how nice and clean that is. Not a weed, not a speck of garbage. You can eat off that platform. Never see that at Hicksville. No, never see that at Hicksville. Meanwhile, this is what we have. Homeless people, no life. This is what we have in my town. All right, middle of the island, so that's what you get. So, you know, I wasn't going to leave out the crime today. We have some crime that News 12, of course, completely forgot about. So let's get to it here. Again, busy talking about the pandemic. Again, it's all about a certain demographic, you know. This is our reality. This is the crap we have to deal with. Man accused of making sexual contact with 12-year-old at Long Island store. Man has been charged with making sexual contact with a child multiple times at a Long Island store. The arrest was made on Thursday, October 7th, by the Nassau County Police Special Victims Squad after an investigation following an incident at 5:30 p.m. Heriberto Colon, 40, of Franklin Square, middle of the island, while inside the Dollar Tree located at 2575 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow, also middle of the island, approached a 12-year-old girl and inappropriately touched her as she was standing in the candy aisle. Colon was proceeded to inappropriately touch the girl 2 additional times. Detectives conducted an extensive investigation and placed Colon under arrest. He's charged with 3 counts of first-degree sexual abuse, sexual contact with a person less than 13 years old, and 1 count of endangering the welfare of a child. Colon will be arraigned on Friday, October 8th, at First District Court in Hempstead. Who knows? He might even be released. Probably will be right back into the community again. Oh, here we go again. Another thing happened in the middle of the island. Suffolk County man apprehended after bank robbery with child in car. A 40-year-old is facing charges after allegedly robbing a Long Island bank and attempting to flee with his 3-year-old child in the car. Suffolk County resident Philip Ferrito, age 40, of Smithtown, allegedly robbed the Bethpage TD Bank in Nassau County shortly after 8:45 a.m. on Wednesday, October 6th. It is alleged that Ferrito approached the teller at the bank and passed a note demanding money, to which the teller complied while Ferrito received an undisclosed amount of cash. At the time of the robbery, police said there were 3 employees and no customers inside the bank. The subsequent investigation led police to Ferrito, who was located nearby and placed into custody. And he also had his 3-year-old in the backseat of the car. Lovely. I wonder if he was released. Probably. Let's see. We've got another one here. A wanted Suffolk suspect. We got somebody who's wanted in Suffolk County. Let's see. Suffolk County illicit alert regarding 47-year-old Jason Burnell, who has been wanted for nearly 5 years. All right, so he's been on the run since October 18th, 2016. And he was wanted on a bench warrant for aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. And he has ties to Selden and East Islip. And some more robberies, too. Victims robbed in Little Neck. Police reported a victim was robbed on 73rd Avenue and 244th Street. This is in Little Neck. Incident was reported on September 27th around 1 p.m. That's broad daylight. Another victim was robbed on September 25th around midnight in Horace Hart Expressway and 254th Street. Police also reported multiple robbery attempts on Little Neck Parkway in the vicinity of Grand Central Parkway and the LIE. So this is, again, what you're getting with these criminals out on the streets. You got to look over your shoulder in Little Neck. Little Neck used to be a nice, safe area. Now, you know the Stop and Shop's closing, so Little Neck, unfortunately, is also gone and has been redlined. Yeah, so there's some of the crime going on that you won't hear about on News 12. Oh, wait, this one too. We got this one. This is another one that they didn't cover. I love how they cover the one on Ocean County. They cover this one. They cover this one because it happened on the South Shore, even though they barely covered it. But this one they completely forgot about. So this one drove the wrong way, damaging several police vehicles on the Ocean Parkway. All right. Let's see where this way. Jose Cortez Perez. Westbound lanes on the Ocean Parkway. All right, they cover that, but they don't cover this because this happened in the middle of the island. Long Island man was arrested and accused of driving a commercial vehicle with an unsecured cargo while intoxicated. Telmo Ferreira, age 45 of Farmingville, was charged with aggravated DWI and unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle on Tuesday, October 5th. SCPD said officers were on the eastbound LIE at exit 58 in Islandia shortly before 1 p.m. when they saw a 2000 International roll-off truck that had a $12,000 pound excavator unsecured on the rear of the truck, so it could have fallen over and killed someone. The officers pulled the truck over and determined that the driver, identified as Ferreira, was arrested, was intoxicated and driving without a commercial license, probably no license at all. He's set to be arraigned on Wednesday, October 6th, and who knows if he was let out. And so, look, I'm going to say, a lot of these people could be here illegally, too. That's another thing. They dump the illegals in the middle of the island. All the criminals, illegals, ex-cons, sex offenders, deranged, mentally ill, homeless people, all the problems get dumped in the middle of the island. The problems are put on our shoulders, while a certain demographic on the South Shore gets to live it up. They get to continue to live it up while we suffer. Yeah, that's right. While we suffer, they continue to live it up and have the time of their lives while we're just suffering in our communities, dealing with worsening quality of life. And no, the governor does not care, all right? She does not care. She hasn't made any attempt to turn this ship around at all. She isn't even fixing the transportation problems going on that are still going on across the area. And there's still not all that much about the stabbing in New Hyde Park. I mean, hardly anything on it. I'm just amazed that there's something like this. This is all that there is. Not even any of the city stations covered it. It's just unfreaking believable. This is News 12, and it's funny, it has it on the link on the Bronx. 31 seconds. You couldn't send a reporter down to cover that. Somebody was stabbed on a public bus in broad daylight, and you don't think that's important enough to send a reporter down. All right? Meanwhile, if that stabbing happened on the South Shore, we'd get covered. But no, middle of the island, New Hyde Park. New Hyde Park's gone, unfortunately. It's now becoming an extension of Jamaica East. Glen Oaks is gone. The middle of the island is just going fast. And meanwhile, Hochul's there, just saying, oh, I want to care for all New Yorkers. Well, Ms. Hochul, if you cared about all New Yorkers, then you wouldn't be letting criminals out onto the streets. All right? The crime is getting worse, and here you are letting more and more criminals out on the streets. All right? So what are you going to do about this? You're letting more and more of these criminals out on the streets, Ms. Hochul. Or Mrs. Hochul, if she assumes she's married. And I'm sorry, I know I keep saying Hochul. It's Hochul. I know. It's the H. It trips me up, all right? But you haven't done anything to fix the MTA crisis that's going on right now. Public transportation crisis. You still have lots and lots of missing runs in the city going on with the buses that my friends tell me time and time again. We still have the mainline project, which is taking a toll on our communities. Basically, it's being done in an inferior way. We talked about the wooden poles. We talked about the underpass that I believe you were at in Mineola to open, saying we've eliminated all the grade crossings for everybody on the main line. No, you haven't, because pedestrians cannot walk through that tunnel. There is no sidewalk, Kathy. There is no sidewalk. And they haven't even built the bridge yet. All right? You're just looking out for a certain demographic, just like the previous governor. You're there to serve these lily-white finance professionals on the South Shore, Wall Street, banking, real estate, investment, accountants. Those are the people you're serving. You don't give a crap about the blue-collar people in the state. You don't give a crap about the minorities. You don't give a crap about the disabled or the seniors who continue to see their quality of life decline. And the environment is the same way. Have you done anything to step in and say, let's do something about stopping all these cars from being parked at EPCAL, even though we've had a fire there? All right? Let's do something about the water quality. Let's do something about the environment. You run your mouth a lot about climate change, but you haven't really done anything to get more people on mass transit yet. You haven't done anything about getting these huge pickup trucks and SUVs off the road. Because, if I was the governor, I would be making those big trucks and SUVs commercial vehicles that require a CDL to drive. All right? So she talks about, well, we got to fix the environment. But, we got to fix the environment. We're both to a plastic bag ban. And we all know how well that's worked out. All right? I still see litter as bad as ever. Hasn't done a damn thing to stop it. All these people passing their laws, they're looking out for a certain demographic. You said you'd be the governor for everybody. I know. It's been a little over a month now. All right? But I have seen the quality of life in the middle of the island continue to deteriorate. I have seen my quality of life continue to deteriorate. While those of a certain demographic in their enclaves, their quality of life at least stays the same or improves. All right? And then I go and put on the news, and they're talking about the South Shore again. Let's clean up the South Shore. Here's Andrew. Look at this outfit he's got on. It's typical of what they gear. I know they're newscasters, but it's always, there's no tie. It's always this Wall Street look. They don't wear the tie. They wear the jacket, and they wear usually a blue or pink shirt underneath. That's the Wall Street look. Right? They don't ever actually wear a tie. All right? But we know it's all part of the plan. She's part of the plan, too. They're all part of the plan. Let's make sure that the South Shore stays safe and clean. It's got to stay clean for a certain demographic, right? Well, we get to deal with all the problems. All right, look at that. Nice. This is the Carls River. Does it look like it has a pollution problem to you? Looks pretty clean to me, actually. This is the Carls River here. This park is pristine, the Southard's Pond. You don't get this kind of... It doesn't look like this in Deer Park. No, it's only for a certain demographic. They get taken care of. They get heard time and time again. Well, we're forgotten. We are completely forgotten. And I'm tired of this, man. News 12, you should be talking about the trash in Deer Park. Without this is okay with you, right? It's okay to have this in the middle of the island, right? It's okay to have homeless people who may or may not have criminal records and be dangerous living in the woods where we like to hike and recreate. That's okay, right? That's okay because we're not a certain demographic. It's all about Wall Street. Oh, and they won today, too. Oh, they won today. Yeah. They just keep winning. There you go. They went up again today. They just keep winning time and time again. It's all about a certain demographic. And we all know what it boils down to in the end. They redline our communities, price us out, and then, well, we're going to have to go live in New Jersey or somewhere else because the only areas that we're allowed to live in are in decline, like in the middle of the island and even on the North Shore. Yeah, this whole thing is going to be redlined. This whole thing. Just redlined. All right? And the only places that are going to be okay to live are places that you're not allowed to live in. That's how they price you out. That's how the plan works. That's how the plan works, my friends. That's how it works. And that's why we got to keep talking about it, because I got to keep fighting about it. I don't really want to have to live on the South Shore with a bunch of uppity people that look down upon anyone who isn't like them. But damn it, I want these criminals off the streets. I don't want to look at homeless. I don't want to look at trash. Let's get Kathy Hochul on the screen again. I don't want to look at homeless. I don't want to look at trash. I want my community to be safe, clean, and get the same treatment as everybody else. Why is that too much to ask? Why is that too much to ask, Governor? You've been here a month already, and you haven't done diddly squat for us. All you've helped is put more criminals on the streets and turn a blind eye to the crime going on. You haven't done anything about stopping the discrimination at the MTA. You know, you say, oh, I'm going to be different. I know that one of the guys left, Larry Schwartz left today. But she's probably just going to put somebody else just like him in there. All right? I am losing hope in you, Kathy. I really am. I'm very disappointed in you. I really am. And that's why I had to make this video. I know it kind of started as an environmental video, but this is all part of the big picture. She says she's serious about stopping the opioid crisis now. That's what she says. She says, relates to the possession of opioid antagonists. So let's see. Says she wants to reduce the opioid substance abuse, which is a big problem. This just lets more people out on the streets. This bill will decriminalize possession of opioid antagonists, which are drugs that block opioids by attaching to opioid receptors without activating them. So again, this is what she's doing. More decriminalizing more crime in this state. All right? Do I see anything? Priorities here. Do I see anything about transportation? Day one priorities. I don't see anything about transportation. I don't see anything about crime. I don't see anything about it. She doesn't care about us. She's looking out for a certain demographic. That's all I could say, and it's such a shame. You want somebody who cares about people. This is a man who actually cares about people. He cares about everybody. And this is where I'm going to wind up. This is where I'm going to wind up having to live. All right? I'm going to have to wind up having to live in New Jersey. And it's going to break my heart. We're running out of time, folks.